resolution regarding section 2604 entitled Zoning Secretary. Let me start by reading the legal notice and first asking Mr. Farahay if that notice was published. I believe it was on Saturday, May 1 in the Gazette.
Yes, it was.
Thank you. Let me therefore read the legal notice as it was given. Notice is hereby given that the Board of Township Trustees of Orange Township will hold a public hearing on proposed amendments to the Orange Township zoning resolution initiated by a resolution 10-031 of the Board of Township Trustees, adopted on January 19, 2010. The amendments would modify section 2604, titled Zoning Secretary of the Orange Township Zoning Resolution. The hearing will be held on May 17, 2010 at 7:30 p.m. at the Orange Township Hall, 1680 East Orange Road, Lewis Center, Ohio, 43035. The resolution and the text of the proposed amendments to section 2604 contained therein will be available for examination for a period of at least 10 days prior to the hearing at the Orange Township Zoning Office, 1680 East Orange Road, Lewis Center, Ohio, 43035. Zoning office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., except legal holidays. The person responsible for giving notice of the public hearing by publication is Nelson Katz, Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Orange Township, Delaware County, Ohio. And that is signed Nelson Katz, Chairman, Thomas G. Farahay, Orange Township Zoning Department. Okay. Before turning things over to our zoning liaison, Mr. Cassidy, let me talk a little bit about what we're doing. This is a public hearing on proposed amendments to the Orange Township zoning resolution submitted by resolution of the Board of Orange Township Trustees on January 19th of this year to the Orange Township Zoning Commission. The amendments would modify section 2604 entitled Zoning Secretary of the Orange Township Zoning Resolution. Specifically, the change would allow the trustees to assign the duties of the zoning secretary to one or more full-time positions which are already within township employment. On January 28, 2010, the Delaware County Regional Planning Commission took the matter under consideration and unanimously approved the text amendments. On March 2, 2010, the Orange Township Zoning Commission unanimously recommended denial of the text amendments. So here is the rationale for the changes the township is considering. In order to foster a more efficient organization, the township is attempting to change the zoning resolution so that the trustees have more flexibility in the assignment of duties for someone to assist in the zoning department. By amending the zoning resolutions, the trustees gain the ability to bring the additional help into the zoning department when it is needed. A couple of points to make here. There is a long history behind organizing a more efficient way to take and publish minutes in the township. We would like to have more supervision over the current part-time position. We want to wrap the current part-time position into a portion of a full-time position already in the employ of the township. Continuity will be taken into account when making assignments, and there will not be undue influence over crafting of the minutes. We want to have more freedom in assigning the duties of the zoning secretary to one or more people when and where necessary as the workload hits peaks and valleys. And a reminder, this is not about an individual. It is about running an efficient organization. It is about getting things done in the most timely, cost-efficient manner possible. Before moving on, having carefully reviewed the minutes from the Zoning Commission meeting of March 2nd, the Chair has reason to believe we need to establish some ground rules in order to maintain order and stay focused on the subject for this hearing. So here are the rules of order that will be followed during this hearing. As chair, it is my function to maintain order and enforce the rules of decorum. As such, we will not be dealing in personalities. As you come before the board this evening, you should not make personal, impertinent, slanderous, or incendiary remarks to or about any member of this board, the township staff, or general public. That includes any and all unsubstantiated claims or accusations. As you address the board on the subject this evening, please keep your comments brief, to the point, and limited to 3 minutes. Please try not to be repetitive. All remarks should directly relate to the topic under discussion. All remarks should be germane. That is, they should have direct bearing on whether the pending recommendations of the Zoning Commission and changes to the zoning text should or should not be adopted. Keep in mind, this is not a trial or an inquisition. No one is on trial here. Please address your remarks to the board and not an individual. Again, the board is looking for relevant input as to why we should or should not accept the recommendations of the Zoning Commission and thereby adopt or choose not to adopt the proposed changes to the zoning resolution. Bringing up irrelevant and unrelated topics is not in order and will be ruled out of order. At that point, the speaker should stop and redirect their comments back to the topic at hand. And with that, I turn this hearing over to our trustee liaison for zoning, John Cassidy. But of course, I do reserve the right to jump in at any time to maintain order and direction. Sir.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I appreciate that. You really covered things. There isn't much I would add. So with that, unless Trustee Quigley has something to add, I would suggest that we open it up for comment from the public.
Okay. Trustee Quigley, any comments?
Any comments, Trustee Quigley?
The only thing I would add is that, I took a lot of thought to this, reading it, understanding the development of this. And what I was thinking to myself going through this is that if I was running a business or in a corporation, that I do have to provide myself flexibility. Just in those times that are needed, if so, that time comes. So knowing that from a business perspective, I understand the concept and the reasoning for having that flexibility. That's sort of what I have to say.
Okay. Open up for a comment, Mr. Chairman.
I have no comment. I think you should.
Yeah, no, I'm saying,
yeah.
Mr. Chairman, would you like to open it up for public comment?
Absolutely, yeah.
Anyone wishing to offer comment tonight, they can please step forward and provide their name and their address. And did you didn't indicate that there was a time limit?
3 minutes. Please try to keep your comments to 3 minutes, yes. And I'm going to ask that our fiscal officer, Mr. Spitzer, would please keep that time. Sure. And indicate the end of the time to us. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Katz, for allowing me the opportunity to speak. My name is David Eby, 433 High Meadows Village Drive, as you know, Powell, Ohio, 43065. You've heard me make comments on this topic before, and you've had the opportunity to read my comments to the Zoning Commission. I'll try to stay within 3 minutes, since obviously all 3 potential speakers in the audience could easily run almost 10 minutes. Our zoning has worked well over the years, largely due to cooperation among the boards. That cooperation was fostered by realizing when we had the need to iron out